Does anyone still believe in paradise?
After 42 years as a licensed cosmetologist, Miss Shirleen Watkins then moved herself to focus on a clothing brand. She's an entrepreneur and a person who is sensitive to mental health awareness. Joining us today in the Jenleeion Circle is none other than Shirleen Watkins. How are you, Miss Shirley?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk to you. You said you're doing great. You sound great.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to hear it. What's keeping you busy today?
Well, my daughter is flying out of the country, and I had to come to her house to pick up my grandson because I'm keeping him while he's out. My sister and I are keeping him while she's gone. Plus, I take care of my elderly mother who has dementia.
I see. That is tough. That's tough. How old is your mother at this point?
She'll be 95 in October.
95. You guys have excellent genes. That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah, we do have longevity in our family.
Oh, so you guys are used to that. That's fantastic. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, it's a good thing because I have longevity on both sides, my mom and my father's side.
Well, good stock, right? That's fantastic, and you've passed it on. Miss Shirleen is obviously the mother of rapper and entrepreneur Rasheeda. Obviously, have risen to her own level of fame as starring in a few episodes on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But one of the first things I wanted to talk to you about is obviously, all month long we celebrate mothers at Jenleeion, right?
Okay.
Um, and that's something that it's dear to me because unfortunately I grew up without a mother. My mother passed when I was 5 months old.
Oh,
My, yeah, and my
sorry to
dad,
hear that.
yeah, my dad really wasn't in the picture. So I ask you, as a mother, every child wants to feel like they belong to someone. Every child wants to know that someone believes in them. When did you know that Rasheeda had talent?
When she was a little girl, when she was probably not even 2 years old.
Really, that young?
Yeah. She used to take pictures and she knew how to pose. She was she was she was awesome. She just knew what to do and how to do um things when she was little. She she's always been real popular. She was popular at school. When we first moved to Georgia, she was the attendant for ninth grade, and she people just loved her, just love her, and she just could do a little bit of everything.
Wow. And as a mother, seeing that's something natural that's happened. Um, Obviously, that was something that you promoted and tried to help her blossom. I expect.
Absolutely, she was always a showgirl. She's always been a showgirl. She did gymnastics. She went to competitions. She went to a gymnastics camp. She played basketball, even though she's short. She played basketball in school, and she played piano. So I mean, I tried to, I made sure she learned how to swim. I just did everything that I could think of for her and her sister. She has an older sister also.
Yeah, you were on it then. Miss Shirley,
Yeah.
what made you give up your life in cosmetology?
42 years is long enough in any field.
That I mean that's true, but
I
you
mean,
weren't done. There was still more to do. So
I, I mean, I'm just tired of doing hair. I just don't want to do it anymore. I really just want to chill, chill
well,
and travel and shop and just do vacation.
and
You know,
that's one thing that I thought was interesting about you is that you do love to shop and do love to travel. So in the context of COVID, where you had to stay your butt home, were
I
were
had to
you
stay my butt home. I have never stayed in a house this long in my life. it's taken me a long time to get back acclimated. I am in bad shape. I
What?
gained about 30 pounds. I
Ooh.
stayed in the house for about a year and a half. It was unreal.
You
It
weren't
was
about to be.
really
You weren't being stuck in the house. You weren't about to beat the hell out of nobody, were you?
no.
But but that's the good thing. So with that being said, being stuck in the house, you didn't have that traveling part that you love. But were you were you binge shopping online or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Any good purchases?
Of course. I got a lot of stuff. I was ordering so much when it was coming in, I was like, I don't know if that's mine or not. Is that mine?
So with that being said, right now you live in Atlanta, and Atlanta didn't necessarily, in terms of a business perspective, it shut down for a bit, but not quite as far as other places have gone. You opened your own boutique shop, and I think Rasheeda also had one as well. How is that business going for you at this point?
Oh no, I opened my boutique in 2018
Mhm.
and 20, let me see, when did we shut down for COVID? In 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, I closed it. I closed it.
Mm. So you're not going back.
I don't know. I really haven't given it a lot of thought. I I I probably won't.
Wow. Wow. So you haven't thought about it at all since you had to close in the context of COVID. You haven't thought about it at all, or you haven't missed it at all.
I thought about it, but no, I really haven't missed it. I mean, like I just feel like I'm at the age now, I've tried a whole lot of things in my life and I'm just tired. I just don't want to do a whole lot of anything.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense, Mama Shirley. You gotta, and Mama Charlene, you gotta enjoy yourself at this particular point. Now,
And that's what I'm trying to do.
I thought it was interesting that in your past, I read that you studied psychology in college.
Yes.
What was
Uh-huh.
what was the original intent with that, and why didn't you continue with that direction? Because you seem very insightful.
Well, I do want to continue. I got into it because I worked at a facility where there were mental behavioral problem people that consumers that went there, and I started there by opening starting a program for the company, and it was I really like it. I mean, I really like it. Um, Dealing with those type of people and helping them, and the programs that they have at the facility for them, was they had 3 different programs for them, and I was kind of like I did all the paperwork for each program, and kept them up to regulations and to the proper standards that they needed to pass their qualifying um, um, certifications that they had to have um, finalized, and it was just very, 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 very interesting. Um,
Yeah, and it actually speaks directly to me because I've adopted 4 children from the foster care system, and I'm totally blind, but for some reason, I felt that I had the ability to deal with exactly what you're talking about. All of the boys that I've adopted have therapeutic therapeutic behavioral and emotional setbacks. So I have lived in the world of diagnosis and medication, non-medication, therapy, and all of that type of stuff. And it's typical. A lot of people in the foster care system that the kids end up with some of these problems. But you have experience with coordinating community-based mental health programs
yes,
um, for companies and stuff. I mean,
yes, I did.
what birthed that passion in you to begin with?
Well, I really like to do paperwork. I'm the type of person that like to sit down and do paperwork, and what was required, is just what I like doing. So,
Mm.
it was me making sure that all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, so that all the paperwork that was sent in would come back and be the correct thing that was needed for the company in order for them to pass they had to pass a test. And
Yeah.
I had to make sure that everything was on point in order for them to be able to pass their exam when they came in and checked all the people's records and medical records, and everything. Because I work with with two different RN, a field RN, in-house RN, and with a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And I had to make sure that all of their paperwork was correct, and just make sure everything was on point. And I like doing that, and that's what I did. As a matter of fact, when I first started out, I didn't know anything about it. A girl, I got hired at a community-based company. They had 200 consumers, and I started a program which was called a core program, and just got everything together for that program and for my manager, and we ran that program real well. That particular facility got closed down, and I went to another facility, and I started the core program for that particular company, and I brought in a lot of people. I brought in like a nurse and therapists and managers, people that would go out
Yeah.
and help the consumers, and got in there. And
How often were you able to get close enough to any of the patients in terms of seeing some of the services firsthand, outside of just organizing it?
Oh no, we all were in the same building together, and I mean, like I was right there with all of them. They had a psychosocial rehabilitation program that ran from 9 till 2 every day. And then you had all your other consumers that came in, and I saw them all, and I dealt with all of them, and they all came in on a daily basis. And there were people that came in that had to see the doctor, and they had to see the nurse. And while, and I would see them, I would be around all of them.
Wow.
So I got a chance to see, exactly what was going on and how they interacted with the people, the psychiatrist and the doctor and the therapist and all that. I saw all of that.
What are your thoughts on what we're calling the mental health epidemic that has obviously come as a result of COVID? They said that and I can say this for myself, my goodness, I tried to get my son an appointment for new diagnostics, and for the first time ever, usually I could get an appointment the next week, but for the first time ever, it was, sorry, we can't see you until it was 3 months out.
I can believe that. I think it is horrible. The thing is, all the mental health facilities were closed down a long time ago. And so then people start opening these community-based programs, which is an excellent thing. And that's what I really had in mind, the reason why I wanted to get a degree in psychology. And I wanted to do that. But with some of the people that had those community-based programs, they just wasn't following guidelines. They wasn't doing what they were supposed to do with those companies. And it just kind of ruined Georgia with the people trying to open those facilities. It just made it harder for people to get in and to, be able to do it. And it cost so much money to get them started, because at the time I wanted to do it, it took a year. You had to be in a year before you can start getting all your certifications and license and different things. So, it was hard. I did see a girl that branched out and opened up her own back in 2014, 15, and she still have it. And, it's thriving for mine.
I think that's excellent. So from cosmetology to mental health awareness and support to all of a sudden being asked to hop up on TV, what thought process went into it when you first appeared on Love and Hip Hop? did your daughter get you into it? Were you like hell no at first, or how did that come about?
I was like, hell no at first.
I know it. That's why I asked it.
Yeah, I was scared, but I wanted to, but then I didn't want to because you just don't never know, what to expect. So it was basically like that.
Which that's understandable. Are you and Mama D getting along better these days?
We've always got along. We have always got along. People always have a little spat at times, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which means you're time enough for people, yeah?
Huh?
Which means you're time enough for people. That's fantastic. Well, I have to say, because I always wanted to know what it would be like to have, a mama bear, so to speak. And you are a mama bear. Now I have to know. Now I've only heard it when I was watching the TV because I'm totally blind, like I said. But in being told about it, I have to understand or have to ask you because no one has let it go. What is going through Miss Shirleen's head when she is riding over that motorcycle?
Well, Kurt had made me so mad. And then I was just feeling like, now how is he going to just drive up here and say he want his family back? I was like, that don't make sense to me. It don't work like that. So that's what it was. He just made me so mad. And I was like, I got something for him.
Because you say you got to work to get your family back. You can't just show up and say you're going to get it back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You weren't scared that the car or the motorcycle would blow up, or you knew it wouldn't?
No, I wasn't scared. I didn't even think about that at all. And I didn't know it was going to catch on fire either, but that was even better to me.
What did you say? Job well done? Or well, fantastic. Well, I hope that he's not continuing to make you that angry. Has he gotten any sense yet?
He got a little bit. Yeah, he's doing better from what I see.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, how can people follow you, Miss Shirleen, if they don't know already?
They can go to Miss Shirleen on Facebook and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Miss Shirleen on Instagram.
Fantastic. And your brand, is there any plans that you have coming up for your brand anytime soon?
Not as far as the retail is concerned, no.
There it is. She said it earlier. She said she is taking a break. At least I'm calling it a break. You saying that you just want to still have fun and shop and travel.
Right. I'm done. I am done.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you for that. Well, I want to thank you so much for chatting with me this afternoon. This has been a fun conversation. You have a delightful personality. And trust me, if you come across some nice buys that you think would look nice on me, please let us know.
Okay. Okay. It was a pleasure talking to you too.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful evening, Miss Shirleen. God bless. Bye-bye.
Does anyone still believe in paradise?